Tired of paying Harley-Davidson prices for performance you can get elsewhere? Japanese cruisers are stepping in with serious muscle, better reliability, and thousands of dollars in savings. In this video, we're counting down 7 bikes that beat Harley at its own game, and number 1 might surprise even the loyalists. Number 7. Honda Fury. Built for those who crave the long-stretch silhouette of a custom chopper without the high-maintenance drama, this machine delivers far more than style. Beneath its low-profile bodywork and dramatic front rake lies a factory-built cruiser designed for real-world performance and everyday comfort. With a design philosophy centered on raw attitude and seamless control, this bike stands apart from the pack, carving its own identity rather than borrowing from Harley-Davidson's playbook. Powering the bike is a 1,312 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin engine, tuned to deliver 67 horsepower and 78 pound-feet of torque. The torque comes on early and sticks with you through the mid-range, making the bike equally responsive in stop-and-go city traffic or when winding out along the open road. The power delivery is smooth and predictable, with a throttle response that feels immediate without being twitchy. Unlike air-cooled setups that often struggle in warmer climates or heavy traffic, the liquid cooling system here keeps engine temperature stable and ensures consistent performance across riding conditions. The 5-speed transmission slots smoothly into gear, and thanks to a low-maintenance shaft drive system, you get quiet, reliable power delivery with less mess and less time spent in the garage. This motorcycle tips the scales at 663 pounds wet, striking a solid balance between visual heft and real-world maneuverability. Its low center of gravity and 26.9-inch seat height make it surprisingly accessible for a wide range of riders. Even those with shorter inseams will find they can flat-foot at lights, offering more confidence and control in slow-speed maneuvers. The suspension system is purpose-built for both style and substance. Up front, a 45mm telescopic fork provides 5.1 inches of travel, giving the front end both stability and cushion over rougher pavement. Out back, a single rear shock, mounted discreetly under the frame, offers 3.7 inches of travel and adjustable preload, so riders can fine-tune the setup to match their weight or passenger load. Braking is handled by a solid setup that's simple and effective. Up front, you get a 296mm disc gripped by a twin-piston caliper, while the rear features a 282mm disc with a single-piston unit. Together, they deliver predictable stopping power that's more than capable of hauling the bike down from speed without drama. The ergonomics support the cruiser lifestyle. Wide, pulled-back handlebars and forward-mounted foot controls create a relaxed riding triangle that doesn't stress the wrists or knees, even on longer rides. The wheels add to both the stance and road feel. A 21-inch front wheel delivers visual stretch and precise feedback, while the 18-inch rear tire keeps things planted under torque. The teardrop-shaped fuel tank holds 3.4 gallons of gasoline, giving it a solid cruising range before needing to refuel. LED lighting, clean lines, and minimalistic fenders round out the profile, making it a rolling piece of artwork that actually works as your daily ride. With a starting price of $11,499, this machine offers serious cruiser value. For riders who want a custom look without the custom headaches and who expect reliability without sacrificing attitude, this may be the smartest alternative on the road. If you think this one strikes a balance between muscle and elegance, the next machine on this list cranks up the torque and brings out the heavy artillery in a way few cruisers dare to attempt. We did the hard part: spec sheets, dyno tests, torque curves, the whole 9 yards, so you wouldn't have to. That's worth a subscribe, right? Come on, click that button. We earned it. Number 6. Suzuki Boulevard M109R Boss. Few motorcycles blend brute strength with refined engineering the way this machine does. Every inch of its design, from the stretched front end to the aggressively wide rear tire, signals pure muscle. Yet under that commanding presence lies a cruiser that's been engineered to perform just as well as it looks. This is not a machine for the timid. It is built for riders who want raw torque, attention-grabbing visuals, and the kind of straight-line performance that few V-twin cruisers dare to deliver. Under the tank, it is powered by a 1,783 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin engine that delivers 128 horsepower and 118 pound-feet of torque. The torque curve hits hard and early, giving you explosive acceleration that puts most cruisers and even some sport bikes in your rearview mirror. That torque is perfectly matched to the bike's aggressive gear ratios, allowing you to tap into its deep well of power whether you're rolling through town or hammering down the freeway. Despite its heavyweight status, this motorcycle is remarkably agile for its size. It tips the scales at 764 pounds, yet handles with a level of confidence most riders do not expect from a power cruiser. That's thanks to a rigid double-cradle steel frame, a carefully balanced chassis, and performance-minded suspension geometry. Up front, you'll find an inverted front fork that not only enhances rigidity, but gives superior control over rough pavement. In the rear, a hidden single-shock setup keeps the lines clean while delivering a compliant ride that's firm enough for aggressive riding and soft enough for long-distance comfort. Braking is handled by a dual-disc setup in the front with twin-piston calipers, while the rear uses a single disc with a dual-piston unit. Together, they provide solid, predictable braking force even under hard deceleration. The braking system, combined with its long wheelbase and low-slung stance, means this bike stays composed under pressure, something you'll appreciate when hauling all that torque down from speed. The wheel setup includes a 130mm wide front tire on an 18-inch wheel and a massive 240mm wide rear tire on a 16-inch wheel. The ergonomics encourage a powerful riding posture while still offering enough comfort for weekend rides or full-day events. The fuel tank holds 5.2 gallons, offering decent range for a cruiser with this kind of performance output. Fit and finish are everything you'd expect from a flagship Japanese cruiser. Tight seams, premium paint, and minimal exposed wiring. Styling is unmistakably aggressive. The headlight nacelle, large sculpted tank, and integrated rear cowl give the bike a distinctive silhouette that sets it apart from other cruisers. The bold lettering, blacked-out finishes, and chromed accents add contrast that highlights its muscular lines. The rear fender hugs the wide tire tightly, giving the tail a sharp, clean look. With minimal clutter and a focus on high-impact design, it makes a visual statement even when parked. With a starting price of $15,699, this motorcycle delivers big bike power, standout styling, and Japanese precision at a price point that severely undercuts Harley-Davidson's muscle cruisers in the same performance tier. And if you thought this one was all brawn, the next bike on the list proves that classic charm and rider-focused technology can live in perfect harmony. Don't head out underdressed. We picked our favorite gear so you don't have to. You'll find the must-haves we trust in the description. Gear that actually holds up mile after mile. Number 5. Yamaha Star Eluder. If you think Harley-Davidson has the full-dress touring segment locked down, the Yamaha Star Eluder might make you think again. Designed as a long-haul powerhouse, the Eluder is not some stripped-down cruiser pretending to be a bagger. This is a full-fledged cross-country tourer with modern features, big power, and a lower price tag than Harley's road-focused cruisers. It's the kind of machine that delivers all-day comfort and cutting-edge technology without the usual baggage of overpriced brand prestige. At the heart of the Eluder is an 1,854 cubic centimeter air-cooled V-twin engine. This massive power plant generates 90 horsepower and 100 pound-feet of torque, giving it the muscle needed to move highway miles effortlessly while offering smooth low-end delivery that cruiser riders crave. Despite its air-cooled setup, the Eluder runs cool and steady thanks to Yamaha's integrated oil cooling and carefully managed airflow around the engine block. Throttle response is clean and immediate, with Yamaha's ride-by-wire system giving the rider precise control under all riding conditions. Matched to a 5-speed transmission with wide ratios, the Eluder is perfectly tuned for long-range riding. Whether you're pulling through steep mountain inclines or gliding down interstates, the Eluder holds its own with confidence. It weighs in at approximately 875 pounds, but thanks to its low seat height of 27.6 inches and well-balanced frame geometry, The bike remains manageable at low speeds and extremely stable at highway pace. When it comes to comfort, the Eluder is built for the long game. The rider and passenger seats are wide and deeply padded, offering lumbar support and a relaxed posture that beats many more expensive Harley models. Floorboards allow multiple leg positions, and the handlebars are swept back just enough to avoid fatigue on extended rides. Wind protection is taken care of by a frame-mounted fairing that includes an adjustable windscreen and built-in deflectors, reducing buffeting and noise to a minimum. Suspension duties are handled by a telescopic fork up front and a link-type single shock at the rear with remote hydraulic preload adjustment, making it simple to dial in the ride whether you're solo or riding two-up with luggage. Dual front disc brakes and a single rear disc provide more than enough stopping power, supported by advanced anti-lock braking for added safety. And there's no shortage of premium features. The Eluder includes selectable ride modes, standard, sport, and touring that adjust throttle sensitivity and engine braking depending on your preferences or terrain. An integrated infotainment system comes standard, featuring Bluetooth connectivity, navigation, and audio controls through a full-color 7-inch touchscreen that rivals any Harley-Davidson boom system in function and usability. You'll also find keyless ignition, cruise control, heated grips, and charging ports, gear that Harley often locks behind optional packages. With a fuel tank capacity of 6.6 gallons, the Eluder offers impressive range between fuel stops, making it an ideal companion for long-distance touring. And priced at $24,999, it comes in well below Harley's Road Glide Custom Vehicle Operation and Street Glide Special, while offering more standard tech, stronger ergonomics, and greater long-haul value. So if you're in the market for a fully loaded, high-performance touring cruiser with Japanese reliability and American-style presence, the Eluder makes a strong case. It may not carry the Harley badge, but in every practical way, it outperforms the badge it replaces. Now, if you're looking for something that trades luxury for lightweight control and urban attitude, the next bike might just be what you've been waiting for. Number 4. Kawasaki Eliminator 500. Kawasaki brought back a legendary name in the cruiser world, but the all-new Eliminator 500 is far from retro. Instead of rehashing the past, this bike steps confidently into the future with sleek, minimal styling, precise ergonomics, and a lightweight chassis that makes it ideal for both city riding and weekend highway escapes. The design is clean and muscular, with exposed components and a compact stance that give it a bold presence, even when parked next to larger, flashier cruisers. At the heart of the Eliminator 500 is a 451 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine derived directly from the Ninja 500 sport bike. This power plant delivers 45 horsepower and 31 pound-feet of torque, offering the kind of spirited acceleration and consistent pull that riders crave in the mid-size segment. The engine is fuel-injected and liquid-cooled, ensuring reliable performance under all conditions without the overheating issues that often plague air-cooled cruisers. The power delivery is smooth and accessible, especially at low to mid-rev ranges, making it an ideal choice for new riders who still want serious performance. Whether you're pulling out of a parking lot or merging onto a highway, the Eliminator responds with confident torque and minimal hesitation. The Eliminator's handling is one of its standout features. Thanks to its lightweight tubular steel trellis frame and low center of gravity, it's easy to throw into corners and stable at high speeds. The bike tips the scale at just under 420 pounds wet, which is significantly lighter than any entry-level Harley cruiser. Suspension duties are handled by a telescopic front fork and twin rear shocks, tuned for comfort without sacrificing responsiveness. The low seat height of 28.9 inches makes it easy for riders of all sizes to plant their feet flat at stoplights, an important consideration for beginners or those with shorter inseams. Forward-set foot pegs and an upright handlebar setup give it a neutral riding posture that doesn't strain the back or shoulders even on longer rides. Stopping power comes from a single 290mm front disc brake with a dual piston caliper paired with a rear disc for balanced braking. Anti-lock braking system comes standard, offering peace of mind in emergency stops and wet conditions. The 15-inch rear tire and 18-inch front wheel provide a planted, stable ride on both smooth pavement and rougher surfaces, while the lightweight alloy wheels keep unsprung weight to a minimum. Fuel economy is another strong point. With a 3.4-gallon tank and efficient fuel mapping, riders can expect extended range between fill-ups, making the Eliminator not just fun to ride, but practical as well. Kawasaki designed the tank to blend seamlessly into the overall silhouette of the bike, maintaining that modern, stripped-down aesthetic without compromising capacity. Starting at just $6,999, the Eliminator 500 offers a compelling combination of performance, style, and value. It undercuts comparable Harley models by thousands, all while offering liquid cooling, standard anti-lock braking system, and a more advanced chassis setup. For riders looking to enter the cruiser market without compromising on performance or style, this is one of the smartest choices available in 2025. If you thought midsize cruisers could not feel premium, wait until you see the next bike on this list. It blends classic attitude with unmatched mechanical refinement. Number 3. Honda Shadow Aero. This bike captures the soul of classic cruising with modern reliability baked into every inch of its design. With a long, low-slung silhouette, deeply valenced fenders, and thick chrome detailing, it channels the look of a vintage heavyweight, but rides like a refined machine built for today's roads. Whether you are chasing weekend backroads or commuting daily, the Aero delivers that smooth, confident cruiser experience without drama. It is powered by a 745 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin engine that produces 45 horsepower and 47 pound-feet of torque. This engine is known for its longevity and dependable pull from low to mid RPM, making it ideal for relaxed cruising. It is paired with a 5-speed transmission and a shaft final drive that requires virtually no maintenance compared to chain or belt systems. The result is a consistent, quiet ride with fewer moving parts to worry about. Now let us get into the full breakdown of its mechanical and structural features for a closer look. The Aero uses a front suspension with a 34mm telescopic fork that offers 4.6 inches of travel, while the rear is managed by dual shocks with 5-position spring preload adjustability and 3.5 inches of travel. This setup provides a comfortable ride over uneven pavement while still keeping the bike composed in curves and at higher speeds. Braking is handled by a single 296mm disc up front with a twin-piston caliper and a traditional drum brake in the rear. It does not feature anti-lock braking system, but braking response is smooth and adequate for its class. The wheelbase stretches 64.6 inches, helping the Aero stay stable on highways while maintaining easy turn-in at low speeds. The Shadow Aero weighs in at 549 pounds, fully fueled and ready to ride, placing it in the mid-weight cruiser category. Its low center of gravity combined with a low seat height of 25.9 inches makes it incredibly approachable for shorter riders or those stepping into the cruiser segment for the first time. Ground clearance sits at 5.9 inches, which is enough to handle city bumps and light road imperfections without scraping hard parts. The front tire is a 120mm wide 16-inch unit, while the rear uses a 170mm 15-inch setup. Both ride on classic spoked wheels wrapped in tubed bias ply tires that enhance its old-school look while delivering decent grip. The 3.7-gallon fuel tank gives the Shadow Aero a practical cruising range, especially given its excellent fuel economy, which often reaches 50 to 55 miles per gallon in real-world riding. Add to this a comfortable wide saddle, relaxed forward-mounted foot controls, and a neutral handlebar reach, and you have a machine designed for easy miles and long rides. With a price tag of $8,399, the Shadow Aero stands out as a value-packed cruiser. It offers genuine V-twin charm, proven engineering, and a no-nonsense approach to motorcycling that many Harley-Davidson alternatives struggle to match without stepping into a higher price bracket. If you thought this bike was a textbook definition of retro done right, the next one combines raw muscle and modern aggression in a way that may change your entire view of Japanese cruisers. Still watching at this point? Then you know this isn't clickbait, it's deep dives. Show some love for real research and hit that button. Number 2. Yamaha Bolt RSpec. It continues its reputation in 2025 as one of the most unapologetically raw and stripped-down cruisers to ever roll out of Japan. With refreshed trim elements, blacked-out components, and tighter finishes than its previous version, the new Bolt RSpec is not just a visual throwback. It is a mechanical statement aimed directly at riders who want simplicity, muscle, and performance without compromise. At the core of this machine is a 942 cubic centimeter air-cooled V-twin engine that cranks out 65 horsepower and 59 pound-feet of torque. That is real muscle packed into a tight, lightweight frame, giving the Bolt incredible response in city traffic and impressive torque when you roll the throttle on open roads. The engine uses a 4-valve head with a single overhead camshaft and a low-friction piston coating for durability, while the fuel injection system provides crisp throttle response in all weather conditions. The Bolt's performance isn't just about numbers, it's about how it feels under you. Its double cradle frame is built from steel for durability, but kept tight and minimal to reduce weight and increase flickability. The bike weighs in at 542 pounds wet, giving it a manageable heft without feeling too light at highway speeds. The suspension setup includes a 41mm conventional front fork and twin piggyback-style gas-charged rear shocks, giving it a firm yet controlled ride over rough pavement. The suspension tuning is tighter than most cruisers, adding to its sporty character without sacrificing comfort for daily use. Braking is handled by a large 298mm wave-style disc at the front with a twin-piston caliper and a 298mm disc in the rear with a single-piston caliper. While the model does not feature anti-lock braking system, the strong bite and progressive feel of the system offer dependable stopping power in both dry and wet conditions. The tires are mounted on cast 12-spoke aluminum wheels with a 100 front and 150 rear setup on 19-inch and 16-inch rims respectively, offering great balance and confident grip at lean. In terms of ergonomics, the Bolt RSpec offers a low seat height of 27.2 inches, allowing most riders to plant their feet flat with ease. The mid-mounted foot controls and slightly pulled-back handlebars place the rider in a neutral position, which works well for both short commutes and longer rides. Its minimalist tank design holds 3.2 gallons of fuel, offering decent range thanks to the bike's efficient tuning. Riders can expect fuel economy in the neighborhood of 45 to 50 miles per gallon depending on riding habits. What makes the RSpec stand out visually is its blend of urban aggression and custom-ready styling. It comes with blackout finishes on the exhaust, engine covers, fork boots, and side panels. The paint options for 2025 include a stealthy matte gray and a classic metallic red, both complemented by contrasting stitching on the saddle. With a starting price of $8,899, the Bolt RSpec delivers a cruiser experience that balances aggression and control with real-world usability. Compared to the Harley-Davidson 883, it offers more torque, more power, a lower curb weight, and higher quality suspension components, all for a lower price and fewer mechanical headaches. But before you settle on the Bolt, take a look at the final motorcycle on this list. It redefines what a cruiser can be with raw strength and unmatched presence. Number 1. Suzuki Intruder C800. Known in the United States market as the Boulevard C50, this bike is one of the most underrated cruiser motorcycles still available today. In an industry that often favors flashover function, this machine quietly continues to deliver exactly what experienced riders want: dependability, comfort, and traditional cruiser charm without unnecessary complexity or inflated price tags. The 2025 version, a direct carryover from its RSpec lineage, is a textbook example of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Powering the Intruder is an 805 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin engine that produces 53 horsepower and 52 pound-feet of torque. This setup offers enough grunt for relaxed freeway cruising, nimble in-town maneuvering, and even some two-up touring. The engine is paired with a 5-speed transmission and a shaft final drive system, a combination known for smoothness, quiet operation, and minimal upkeep. When it comes to handling, the Intruder balances comfort and predictability with just enough responsiveness to keep things engaging. The front suspension consists of a telescopic fork with 5.1 inches of travel, while the rear features a link-type single shock with preload adjustability and 4.1 inches of travel. This setup is tuned more for comfort than aggressive cornering, which is exactly what most cruiser riders are looking for. Braking is handled by a single disc up front and a drum brake at the rear. While this combination is not cutting edge, it delivers adequate stopping power for the bike's performance envelope and keeps costs and maintenance straightforward. Anti-lock braking system is not offered, but braking feel is predictable and confidence-inspiring with appropriate technique. The wheelbase comes in at 65.2 inches, which provides great highway stability, while a low 27.6-inch seat height makes this bike highly approachable for a wide range of riders. The Intruder rolls on 15-inch rear and 16-inch front wheels, both wrapped in tube tires mounted on traditional spoked rims. This gives the bike an unmistakably classic cruiser look while preserving a surprisingly planted and smooth ride feel. Tipping the scales at 611 pounds wet, it sits firmly in the mid-weight class, offering a substantial feel without becoming overwhelming in low-speed conditions or tight maneuvering. Its styling leans heavily into traditional American cruiser cues: full steel fenders, plenty of chrome, teardrop fuel tank, and a broad, sculpted seat. But it is not just about looks. The ergonomics are purpose-built for comfort. The wide saddle is deep and supportive, the floorboards give your legs room to stretch out, and the swept-back handlebars reduce strain on shoulders and wrists over longer rides. Combined with a 4.1-gallon fuel tank and excellent fuel efficiency, often exceeding 50 miles per gallon, the Intruder is more than capable of handling all-day journeys. One of the standout qualities of the C800 is its mechanical consistency. Riders often report running these bikes for tens of thousands of miles with a little more than oil changes and basic upkeep. With a starting price of $8,999, the Intruder comes in far below many of Harley-Davidson's mid-tier cruisers while delivering a level of polish, ease of use, and mechanical integrity that riders respect more and more each year. It is not a bike that needs to scream for attention. It earns it through miles of proven performance. You've seen the breakdown. Now we want to hear from you. Comment your favorite, drop a like if it helped, and subscribe to join thousands of riders who get the facts first.